What's up, you guys? It's been a while since I did a vlog. In some of my previous vlogs, I was talking about my college courses and how I was progressing throughout the semester. And I remembered someone said it would be interesting to hear me talk about college in future vlogs, so I wanted to dedicate this entire video to talking about whether everybody is compatible for college. Now, there's this misconception about college. In many ways, it is similar to high school from a social aspect. There are sororities, there are groups, there are fraternities. There's still the same typical hierarchy or social niches that you would have in high school or middle school and so on and so forth. The class dynamics are very similar to high school and middle school and so on. But from an academic point of view, it's different. With high school, you have deficiency notices, you have report cards, you have the teachers going out of their way to make sure that you don't fail their class, and actively talking with your parents and so on and so forth. With college, all of that is gone. There is no deficiency notice. There is no calling your mom or your dad to let you know that you're doing bad in a class. There is no scolding you for not doing your homework for the next day or so on and so forth. With college, the professors don't really have to do all of that. The professors are not obligated to do any of that. The professors are getting paid from your tuition. They're getting paid from your scholarships. They're getting paid from your loans. They're getting paid from your money that you're spending out of pocket. They're getting paid from your financial aid. Technically, all the professors have to do is give you the materials and resources that you need to prepare for the tests, the quizzes, or whatever, or the exams in their course. They don't really have to baby you along the way. If you're lucky, you might have a professor that gives you after class supplemental learning to make sure that you understand everything that is going on in the course. You have some professors that will just throw you a textbook and give you several chapters and several pages to read before a certain period of time. And then sometimes you have real lax teachers that will give you the exams that you need to do, give you the things that you need to do, and just leave it up to you to do it on your own time. And this is really bad for people who like to procrastinate. This is really bad for people who expect to be walked along every step of the way, because sometimes you're going to get professors that are not going to do that. You're going to get professors who are going to leave you to your own devices and have you do all the work on your own. Sometimes you might get professors that will walk with you every step of the way, and it's really a course by course thing. Also, going back to tuition. College is different from high school, middle school, elementary school, in the sense that, with college, you're paying for the course. You're paying for each and every class. With middle school and high school and elementary school, the only thing you really had to pay for was like your backpack and other utensils that you need for class. Maybe some project materials and so on and so forth. But with college, if you're unfortunate enough, you have to pay for books. You have to pay for other different types of resources and materials that the course might need, or equipment that you might need within that course that you're taking. And that is a big toll on your pocket. Take it from me, because first semester I had a scholarship and financial aid, and because of my own procrastination, and because I missed a lot of homework assignments and on several courses, my grades tanked and my GPA had tanked. And I didn't really even know it. I didn't really even see it coming. It wasn't that I was doing bad in the class. It wasn't like I was just getting straight F's. It was just the fact that I wasn't paying attention to my grade in the classes, and I wasn't really doing it. I wasn't being active. I wasn't being proactive. Because with college, it's up to you. Your whole grade depends on you being proactive, you being on the ball. If you need extra credit, you have to ask for it. You have to go out there and you have to work hard to get it. You have to make sure that you're on the ball. You have to make sure you do all your assignments on time. If the teachers throw out extra credit assignments or opportunities to make up previous bad grades, you jump on that. But in high school, there is no big, shuffle to do that. The teachers kind of come to you, but you have to go to the teachers are the professors in college. But I didn't do that in my first semester, so my GPA tanked, and so that made me ineligible for certain scholarships. That made me ineligible for financial aid, and I think for the next semester I took out a loan. And I didn't do that again because for me, getting a loan is just absolute poison. I know a couple of other friends in college who have student loans that are numbering up to $50,000 to $80,000, and I don't want to be owing hundreds of thousands of dollars after college, after I get a degree, and still not have that job that I was aiming for but when I was through college. And having to pay off this big loan going forward and not being able to do the things that I want. I also know some people that are in college that have been there for 7, 8 years. They've been taking like one course a semester, and that's scary. I don't want to be in college forever. I don't want to be 30 and finally get my degree. I want to get my degree at least by like 25, 26 pushing it. Also, when I look at people that don't go to college, I know there's the saying, the grass isn't always green on the other side. When I look at people that aren't going to college, they don't have to worry about paying tuition. They don't have to worry about student loans. This gives them extra capital, extra money to put aside for savings, put aside for retirement, buy a house, buy a car. And I see them living more stable, more happy lives. And I really, from my perspective, I think going into college, it depends on, do you need this for your future career? Do you have a future career pathway that necessarily has to go through college? Because I see some people content at working at certain jobs, at certain places, at managerial positions. And life isn't always big degrees and being a doctor or being a scientist or being like a physicist or anything like that. It's not always big degrees or big jobs and a big salary. Sometimes it's just being happy with where you're at. And sometimes it's just having a roof over your head, being able to pay all your bills, having a car, and being able to do what you want every once in a while. And you don't need to be this big fancy doctor at this big illustrious hospital and still paying off hundreds of thousands of dollars in student debt. It's definitely depressing to think about it. It's definitely depressing. I'm paying out of pocket for the past 2 semesters. I think this semester will be my last semester I'm paying out of pocket because I am bringing back up my GPA, and after this semester I should be home free at this point. Now, the college I'm at, they have like a little payment plan where you like pay 50% up front, then you pay the next 2 installments after that. And that's easy on me because it is less stressful for me to come up with all that money like really quick like that. I don't have money like that. I don't have money to just throw at college. But when I really sit down and I think about it, I've been throwing a lot of money at college, enough that I could have bought myself a house, enough that I could have bought myself a car, enough that I could have bought myself several things that I like, tattoos, motorcycles, so on and so forth. And the thing that's pushing me forward at this point is the fact that I'm throwing this money at college, I'm throwing this money at these semesters and at tuition because the future career path that I want to have, which is either in forestry or astronomy or physics, is something that I'm passionate about. It's something that I want to do, in which I want to make a difference in the world. And if I have to pay a little bit of money right now, if I have to work a little bit harder right now, then so be it. And what I mean by college is not compatible for everyone is, if you're not in some big, complex, career choice, and you really don't need all that type of financial stress on you, and, you're kind of content with the little things in life, that's for you. And when I think about it, the more and more older I get, the more and more a minimalist I become. I'm more comfortable living in just a little small house, like just away from the city, and just with my own little car and just chilling by my lonesome. That's all I really want at this point. Being financially independent and debt free. That still doesn't mean I don't want to do, I don't want to have a career in forestry or a career in physics or astronomy. It just means that at this point, it's either or. Like, I'd be content either way. If I'm flipping burgers at like a fast food place, or if I'm washing dishes at a fast food place, I'd be content with that. If I'm working as like a bartender at a bar somewhere, I'd be content with that. And I just feel like if college isn't for you, if you don't really feel the need to go to college or the necessity to go to college, you shouldn't be pressured to do that. Because I know a lot of friends and a lot of relatives in my family as well who face a lot of pressure from their family and their friends to go to college, because there's this expectation that once you graduate from high school, you should just immediately jump into college. And that's one of the mistakes that I made and then kind of didn't make, because I took a year off before I jumped into college. But at the same time, that entire year, I wasn't fully focused on saving up money for like tuition and stuff, because that wasn't, because I was like, I have a scholarship, I have financial aid. I didn't try to build up a financial cushion to protect me just in case my GPA tanked, you know, so I can get back up. So that hit me hard. And I feel like you shouldn't feel pressured to jump immediately into college. If you do want to go to college, give it a year. Give it a year. Do not just immediately jump into it. Give it a year. Build up your resources. Build up your capital. Make sure you have a fallback plan. And don't push yourself. Don't really be too hard on yourself if you find out that college is not for you. Because, you know, there's a lot of different pathways that you can take in order to get to your career dream. And, you know, there's other different courses, there are other different programs that you can take if you want to follow a certain career path. You know, college is not always the necessary path. It's not always the only path to take if you want to reach a certain career. And I just want people to know that, because I never really had anyone to sit down and tell me that. And especially in high school, and I don't want to make excuses for how shitty I did my first semester. I don't want to make excuses for that. But as well, one of the other reasons that I did really bad in the first semester was that I had only like one scholarship, and the financial aid wasn't really fully covering everything. So part of my mind was trying to figure out, okay, well, how am I going to cover this? Because literally the first half of that semester was going back and forth to like the financial office, trying to get the financial aid forms right and making sure and correcting everything that was wrong in the forms and the application process for FAFSA. And it was annoying, it was tedious, and it was distracting me from a lot of things. But I shouldn't have gotten distracted. That's my fault for getting distracted. But it was that, as well as another thing that I remember in high school, at my high school as seniors, we were getting rushed to fill out applications for scholarships and applications to colleges and so on and so forth. And, you know, our faculty at the time admitted, you guys were really supposed to be doing this as juniors. We originally planned for you guys to be doing all of this, you know, filling up and signing up for scholarships and colleges as juniors, not really as seniors. So it was like right when we were leaving high school, we were finally doing the things that we should have did a year before. And that was infuriating to learn, because my high school, they just really didn't know what to do with us seniors at that point. Like, at that last semester, it was just like, well, you know, just do you. It wasn't really, as juniors, no one really gave us that urgency of, you need to sign up for scholarships, you need to apply for scholarships, you need to look at the colleges, you need to apply for colleges, and so on and so forth. And at the time, I even had a couple of colleges that was giving me full ride scholarships, and I should have taken them. I look back at it now, I should have taken them. but some of them required me to go out of state, and I didn't want to go out of state. I didn't want to, and I should have, because it would have been a lot more easier on me financially knowing that I had a full ride scholarship, and that would have made the transition to the college I'm at now a lot more easier, and I would have had a lot of things out of the way. But stupid me, I wasn't considering that, so I'm paying the price financially speaking and time-wise. So I'm looking at a lot of friends that I know in college now getting their degrees, graduating, and finally going out into the real world, while I'm sitting here trying to figure out how I'm going to get through college, how I'm going to get that degree before hitting 30. That's scary. That's scary to think about. What else is there to talk about in this video? What else? Also, make sure you get yours, because, it's a lot easier to get distracted when you're in college, because the people in college are a lot more attractive than the people at high school, okay? The people in college make the people at high school look like 5s and 3s and 2s. And it's very easy to get caught up talking to people, chasing after people, and, trying to socialize and, mingle with other college students. Because the thing is, while you're out there making time to socialize with them and wasting all your time socializing with them and neglecting assignments, you can guarantee they're going to be getting theirs. They're going to be telling you, I can't make this meeting, I can't make this date, I can't make this meetup, I have this assignment to do. So while you're procrastinating, you're sitting back and you're laid back, the thing about college is this: if you have enough free time to feel relaxed, you're probably missing some assignment, you're probably doing something horribly wrong, or you're missing a quiz or a test or some amount of studying that you should be doing at that very moment. In college, you shouldn't really have too much time. You shouldn't have too much free time on your hands. I don't know. That's all I can really give you as words of wisdom for college and why college might not be for you. When I really think about it, I would probably have a house by now, and I'd probably be a lot more well off, a lot more happy. But at the same time, there's like short-term and long-term goals. The short-term happiness that you might gain from, having this money right now might be different from the long-term happiness of being in that career path that you have always dreamed of, that career path that is your passion. And, having a roof over your head and a car and all your bills paid and so on is one thing. That's definitely something to be happy and proud about, and that's a big achievement as an adult. That's a big achievement in itself. But being happy with where you work at, making sure that every day doesn't really feel like work, it doesn't feel like something that you're being forcefully dragged to do, is definitely an important thing that is long-term happiness. You shouldn't have to feel like you're working somewhere. You should have to feel like you're doing something that you're passionate about, and that's very important in the long term of all the things. But this is VM. Like, comment, share, subscribe. What is your college experiences? Have you guys had it easy, or have you guys really freaked up that first semester like I have?